All right. We are live. Ladies, are you guys ready? Well, we'll find out. We'll
Think
find
so.
out.
Ready as we're gonna be now.
No worries. We're here. Let's do this. What's up,
Who wants to
everybody?
go
We are
first?
live. Huh? Oh, no. No worries. What's up, everybody? We are live. Welcome to another session of the Governor Cloud Podcast. My name is Will. I'm the host of this show, the number one Polynesian podcast in the world. Oh wow, let's get it, y'all. What's up, everybody? I see the viewership going up already. I see you, Fatty, tuning in already. What's up, guys? Hey, what's up, Fatty? Thank you for always tuning in live on the show, being the first one on here. Thank you so much. But if you're tuning in for the very first time, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in for my live shows. Much love to you. And of course, big shout out to everybody out there to subscribe to my channel, to watch my channel, support me on my podcast journey. Thank you so much for all you guys out there for your love and support. You guys already know what to do. If you love the content, support the platform and support the content as well. Smash and press that like and subscribe button. Don't forget, I do have a disclaimer real quick for everybody out there under the age of 18.
This content is not suitable for the children under the age of 18 without adult supervision. Please be advised.
All right, please be advised if you're watching this right now under the age of 18, I need you to go to sleep. All right, go to sleep. It's time to sleep. All right, I just want to give a quick disclaimer for everybody out there under the age of 18. I see you, Ty, already. It's time to play. Hey, what's up, Ty? Thank you so much for tuning in. And I see Antonio Lewis. Hello, everyone. Hey, thank you so much, Antonio Lewis, for tuning in tonight. We have a great show for you guys. As you can see, we have a great panel of beautiful ladies, and we have a great show for you guys. Don't forget, we do have the live chat, so you guys already know what to do on the live chat. I always appreciate you guys always dropping your perspectives, opinions, and your thoughts on the live show. Obviously, we're gonna have a different type of topics that we're gonna discuss tonight, and I always appreciate your feedback and what you guys think about the discussion. So you guys already know what to do. Let's get the live chat popping, y'all, and I appreciate you guys on the live chat. Don't forget, if you're not familiar with my content, I do have. This is a public show, so I do allow my audience to watch my show to participate and be part of the show. So I will post the public link on the live chat on YouTube. So if you're watching this from Twitch, if you're watching this from Facebook, you have to come to YouTube and go on the live chat. I'll pin it to the top of the screen. Click on the public link, and you guys will be able to participate and be part of the show. I know there's a lot of people out there. We may disagree on a lot of different topics. So if you agree, come on the show. If you disagree, come on the show. I know I have a lot of haters out there, people that get triggered by my content.
How dare you?
All right, but like I said, if you agree or disagree, if you have something to say, I advise you to come on. Let's have an open discussion and let's figure out why we disagree on certain things and just let's understand each other. All right. But nevertheless, click on the public link. I invite you guys, everybody that's watching. I do have the super chat donations for everybody out there that want to donate financially to my channel. Thank you so much for all your financial donations. Every single donation will be reinvested back to my podcast to give you guys better quality content. And of course, I'll be launching my podcast studio by the end of this year. So I'll be doing this live inside the studio with real life people and real ladies and men as well. And just to give you guys better quality content. So thank you so much for your love and support, and thank you for your donation. If you do drop a super chat donation, the best way to do it is ask it through a question, ask it through a topic. So if there is a specific question or topic that you guys want us, the panel, to discuss, or if you have a specific question to one of these beautiful ladies, go ahead and drop it through a super chat donation. I'll put it on top of the screen. I'll read it out, give you a shout out, and we'll be able to reciprocate it and respond to you live on the show to thank you for your donation. So thank you so much. But yeah, thank you for everybody out there that always supports me financially with your pockets every single show. Much love to you guys. But nevertheless, that's pretty much all my YouTube stuff. Thank you so much. As you guys can see, we have some great guests joining us to show some beautiful ladies. You guys already know every single Friday we have different topics. We have different panel of guests from different walks of life. And of course, on tonight's show, we have some witches. Sorry, that was the only witch sound effect I was able to find. That was the only witch sound effect I was able to find on YouTube.
That was awesome. Great icebreaker. Great icebreaker.
I'm glad that was
All right, but we have beautiful witches that are joining us tonight, and we're going to talk about dating relationships from their perspective as witches, and I'm really excited to hear them. But first and foremost, I want to say thank you to the ladies for taking the time to be on here. I'm very excited to have you guys on tonight's show. But obviously, people watching this right now, they may not know who we are. So, ladies, you guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves real quick. Your name, your age, what do you do, and what's your relationship status for everybody out there. And I'll start with you, Clara. Go ahead.
My name's Clara. I'm 39. I'm a mom of 5. I'm married. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I homeschool.
All right. No, no worries. No
Impressive.
worries. All right. Shout out to you. Thank you so much, Clara. Excited to have you on tonight's show. Thank you so much. I'll pass it on to you, Joanne. Joanne, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Okay, I'm Joane. I am 42. I'm a psychic medium up in Salem, Mass. I also run J. Rose Apothecary, where I make intent candles. And I'm a mom of 2 and in a committed relationship.
All right. Nice. All right. Thank you so much, Joanne.
All right.
Appreciate you. Thank you for jumping on and being a part of tonight's show. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Star, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, I'm Star. I'm 40. I am a mom of 4 and a fur baby. Um, I used to be a teacher and now I'm a delivery driver.
All right.
And I'm married.
All right.
I think you
All
had too
right.
many drinks.
All right, no worries, no worries. Thank you so much, Star. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, ladies. Appreciate you guys being on tonight, and we're gonna go right into it for the very first topic, very first question. Yeah, obviously, if you guys are watching this on the live show, you guys already know every single Friday I host different panels and we talk about relationships from different spiritual walks of life. So tonight's topic is going to be getting to hear what dating and relationship is like, from witches. So I guess this was a topic that was brought up to me by one of my followers. He just wanted to ask, if there was a guy and he wants to date a witch, so what is he getting himself into? So obviously, yeah, we have, this is the first time for me. Obviously, a lot of the new people watching this right now, this is the first time. Obviously, I've done podcasts with Christians, Mormons, Buddhists, different walks of life. So we kind of know what to expect, but this is the first time we're having a podcast with witches. So a lot of men are a lot of the men were asking me when I introduced the topic. A lot of them just want to ask, if a man wanted to decide to date a witch and he wanted to marry a witch, what is he signing up for? What kind of life is he signing up for? They just wanted to ask that. So that's my first question. What's it like if a man's out? What's it like to date a witch? Because a lot of guys, even myself, we have no idea what that is, and we have an opportunity tonight to hear that from you guys. So I'll start with you, Clara. Go ahead.
So I would say, well, it depends what kind of witch she is. And if you are a good guy, you have nothing to worry about. And if you plan on lying, that's even worse. I think the important thing is basically just treat her decent and give her space when she needs it, like any woman. And don't discourage her to keep practicing, because there's some guys that do that. They discourage, or be supportive, basically. At the end of the day, everyone, wants the same thing, love. And if you're not supportive, you're not going to get love. So.
Okay. All right, no worries. I guess I'll this is something that was brought up to me when somebody just messaged me right now. I guess what they're asking, Clara, and what do witches believe in? When you date Christians, they believe in marriage, they believe in monogamy. So I guess what they're asking is like, the witches, do you guys believe in marriage? Do you guys believe in monogamy? Do you guys believe because they have no idea, so they just want to know what kind of relationships is he getting himself into? Is it an open relationship? Is it a committed relationship? Is it marriage? What is it? Because we don't Do we have to drink a blood, blood,
Goat's
Okay.
blood.
whatever,
It's
whatever? I don't know.
yeah, it's basically
But
like with any relationship, you have to have an open communication. If you want to be poly, you can be poly. If you want to get married, you get married. If you want to, I'm also bi. So if you gotta have that open communication. It doesn't matter if she's a witch or not. There's
I was just about to say, I don't think the
There's
status
so
of
many-
your spirituality matters.
Yeah, there's so many different ways to have a relationship. So many different ways. And out of all those different ways, the only thing that you could honestly be honest. If my husband's like, oh, so I want to try this, I'm either gonna have an open mind on it, or I'm gonna be like, I don't know. But that's how it is. You just have to be honest. Whatever you want. A lot of the times, we're gonna try to please you, not just ourselves.
Okay, no worries. So yeah, it just depends. It just communicate with her, and it just depends on her. And you did mention, Clara, that it depends on what type of witch. So, like, what like, are there different types witches,
Yes.
and what are those types? We want to know. We want to know.
There's different types. There's witches that people call natural witches, which you're like born into it. And then you have garden, herbs, teas. That's really what I'm into. I'm into that, like the herbs and the teas, and tarot cards. I do. But I only really know what I. So, and it's funny. Everyone's always like, "Oh, witchcraft is bad," but technically, we use witchcraft every day in our lives, and we don't even notice it. The teas that we drink, the foods that we eat, the herbs, the veggies, like there's so many things that goes with it.
Okay. All right. No worries. All right. Thank you for sharing that. I see Viva La Witchcraft. Good question. All right. Thank you so much for witchcraft. Appreciate you jumping on tonight's show. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, Clara. Thank you for sharing your response. Let me pass it on to you, Joane. Joane, if a guy is out there, he wants to marry or get in a relationship with the witch, what should he be expecting? What is he getting himself into?
A lot. No, I'm kidding. I you know what? A lot of ringing of bells, and there's lots of things that go into, sometimes morning rituals for me personally. My significant other is completely supportive, and honestly, just like Clara said, the support needs to be there. When I was single, I never expected somebody to believe in what I believed in, just be respectful of it. That's the biggest thing, is just be respectful of it. You want to joke, that's one thing. I'm okay with that. I could take a joke. Don't disrespect me for what I believe in, though. And I personally, I think that that's just a common courtesy that you should have in a relationship regardless.
Okay.
So.
All right. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. So as long as he respects what you believe in. Okay.
That's it.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for sharing that, Joane. I appreciate that. Star, what do you think?
I think as far as I go, I consider myself an empath, and emotionally I have to connect with you. And if I don't, it's just not going to work. And I mean, there's even times that my emotions clash with my own husband, and I never even thought we would get that far. And you all have journeys in your life, and me and my husband are a blended family. So we have a his, hers, and ours kind of deal. And I am all for my kids all day, every day. And I come with a lot of emotion and feeling, and I'm very high. I'm very bitchy, period. And it's like you have to be able to handle it. And I'm very stubborn. I'm very set in my ways. I will take into consideration what you want, but I need to feel it. And if I'm not feeling it and it's not in my heart, then it's not gonna work because I know it's gonna go wrong. So I'm a lot. Emotionally, I'm a lot.
Because everyone else's emotions, I'm an empath too, but there's times I'm like, I can't go outside today.
I mean, and I told my husband before we got married, I was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Because this doesn't change. You're marrying it as is." It worked.
And so, are you? So I know you mentioned, Clara, that there's natural witches where people witches were born into it. So are you guys natural witches, or did you guys have to learn it throughout your life and you made the transition into it?
Well, I had family that practiced. Oh my goodness! Well, some of my you know the name Star. Oh wait, why can't I say it?
Star's broken.
Well, it's like in Puerto Rico.
Santeria.
Yes. Oh my God, it's on the tip. I still can't say it.
I'm fixed.
So I had family members that did that. So, but it was hidden. Everyone was like, and it's like
The Latina
to me,
way.
I'm not a hidden person. I can't. So growing up, I was like, I can't say nothing. I can't wait to get older. So that's what I knew. That's like the start of it.
Santeria was also kind of viewed as black magic because a lot of the times you have the candles and you have the books and you have the spells and the rituals and the incense and chicken feet and the holy water. And so it's like you're either warding off evil or you're keeping evil or you're wishing bad on other people. And it just comes in different waves. And I mean, my family has never really, I don't think they've done Santeria, but I know my dad, he was a big empath and I get it a lot from him. And my dad was also a big ball of emotion. And so I think like with Santeria, it's a lot of candles and such. So it can be taken.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. And the same thing you do, Joane. Were you natural, or did you have to transition?
I'm definitely natural from a long line in the family who practice Strega, which is Italian. But I also veered off, and I am initiated twice. I'm crowned actually in Santeria, so I'm very familiar. And about 12 years now in that, and about a year and change in my other practice. So I would say that born natural, and I enhanced it. I'm gonna go with I have some enhancements. But but isn't that constant with everything? Like you have to learn more and more. You evolve, you move up energetically, and that's just how I look at it. So
Okay, yeah, and then I think one of the things one of my followers asked is obviously you guys see modern dating in America, it's a struggle for a lot of people. For a lot of when it comes to modern dating. So was there struggles for you to being a witch and trying to date, even though there's a very small minority of you guys, and the majority of people are yeah, they're not witches, and if the people have a lot of knowledge, so a lot of people might see you as something that's outside the norm of society. So what was your experience like growing up? Was it hard to date men, and you had to bring that topic up? Hey, I'm a witch. I'm not. I don't know. Maybe is there a lot of men out there looking for witches? There's a big community out there, or do you have to find the guys that you didn't? or you just have to bring that topic up. Like, so what's the struggles of like a modern day witch that's growing up right now? Like, what are their struggles when it comes to relationships and finding a good partner for her?
Well,
Go ahead, Clara.
I don't know about modern day stuff. I've been married to my husband for 14 years. But I started this like when I was a teenager in secret. And I had boyfriends. I had a lot of them. I went through them like crazy. They used to make fun of me, so why stick around, you know? But my current husband, I wasn't practicing for a few years, like a lot of years. I just went back into it. So I didn't even get to experience that dating as a witch thing. Only when I was a teenager. And that's just...
Okay. No worries. What will you start? What do you like? I mean, I know a lot of you ladies are all married. You have relationships. But obviously, you probably know some younger witchers. You know, they're younger now. They're going to their dating phase. And then, of course, there was a point of time when you were dating. So, like, what it's like? Is it a struggle? Is it easy to find a mate that can just come in and understand your lifestyle, respect, like Joanne said, respect your views and beliefs?
I think that's all it really is. Yeah, I think that's all it really is, because at the end of the day, we're all people, and it like I said before, your spirituality doesn't change you, just like your race or your religion. It's who you are, and it's got to be respected. I know, as far as me and my husband, we've been together 10 years. We've only been married 5. And I couldn't bring myself to marry him until I knew I was 100% committed. Yeah, I love him. I loved him to death. And we have 2 beautiful kids together, but babies are not glue. And if I don't feel it here, then it's not going to work, because this is just a piece of metal at the end of the day. So relationship wise, it's just, be who you are. Don't change yourself. And if you want to go light that sage candle, light that sage candle. If you want to go and, if you have a feeling and an intuition and you want to go on it, go on it. And if they're going to go on that journey with you, embrace it. If not, go on your own. But they have to respect that. And if they don't, well, then they're not the one. Because my husband knows, like, I feel deep emotions. Like, my dad passed away 7 years ago, and I knew when it happened. I was with him at a baseball game, and I started to feel very sick and nauseous, and like something's not right. It's just not okay. And I'm not, like, something is very wrong. And then about 20 minutes later, I got the phone call and my whole world crashed. But he was there, and he was with me for the whole ride and the whole journey. And he was like, I believe you now. Like, oh, thanks. But, it just felt good that he finally understood that my emotions and my connection to other people, it's real.
Okay.
So
all right.
It's hard, but
yeah. All right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Star. I think Viva La Witch said, I think it could vary per person. Some people are okay with their partners practicing, and some not so much. I think it's all about respecting your partners at the end of the day. Yeah, thank you so much, Viva La Witchcraft, for your comment. And of course, I just posted the public link on the live chat on YouTube. So if you guys want to participate, be part of the conversation, and there's some more witches out there, or wizards, or they want to show up, or male witches that want to watch this, or warlocks. Yeah, definitely come on and join the conversation. I would love to hear your perspective as well. I'll pass it on to you, Joanne. What are the struggles for for like the average witch out there just trying to find a good partner?
Well, a lot of things. I think the main thing, it really comes down to that whole again, like that respect of just understanding. You know, not a lot of people know what they're getting into when they're dating a witch, but really all you're getting into is a relationship with another human who just may have a little bit of a different daily routine than you do, or just wants to stir the tea clockwise to bring in good stuff. You know, it's actually not doing anything to harm you. So once the person understands that, I think it becomes easier then to date a witch. You know, like once they understand, like, hey, we're doing things to better not only myself, but to make the household a better household, with positive feelings and positive vibes, then yeah, you know, it's just about the whole understanding, and how you break it down to them is, I don't know if I would open up with, "Hi, I'm a witch. Nice to meet you." You know, I think you know, you just got to kind of feel that out. I mean,
Right.
in the past,
Hey, I'm
I
an
mean,
empath. I can feel your emotions.
do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, you know, we know when it's time to take that step into, hey, listen, I practice blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? I think I was a little bit more hesitant about it in my younger years, but my guy now, I came out the gate. I was like, look, because I'm too old for this shit. Like, this is what I am. This is what I do. You're gonna love me? Yeah. Good. Great. I love you too. We can make this work. But I think what also helped us is the fact that he does believe in not the same things that I believe in, but he does believe in the energy. And so that's a very big help when you have a partner who at least believes in the energy and the,
Yep.
you know, the law of attraction, if that's what you want to call it, you know, a lot easier to work with, as opposed to someone who is just going to be completely closed-minded. I mean, I'll never forget, it was like years ago, I had somebody be like, okay, you could guess his nationality just by my next sentence. Okay, well, how does this practice interrupt Sunday dinner? What? Like, is that a real life question? Okay, bye. You know, like, come on. Come on. It doesn't, unless I put some other herb in your sauce that you're not supposed to eat. I mean, like, how do you answer that? You know, it doesn't have to be. Dating now, from what I've seen and the things I've heard from single friends and family members, is it's really freaking difficult. So if the person just has an open mind and at least gives you the opportunity to explain what your lifestyle is, instead of automatically thinking that you're going to find a skull in my bedroom, everything would be just fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
Yeah, I think for most people, I think because we have, you know, we don't really have a lot of knowledge when it comes to witches besides what we see in the movies. A lot of times when we think of witch, we think of like you know, the skulls, or you know, voodoo, or a big
Yeah,
cauldron, and you're throwing some
no,
random shit in the cauldron and just stowing that pot.
that's
So
that's just only on certain nights of the year. But if you just ask about it,
Don't
there
tell
are
all our
certain things,
secrets.
you know, there are certain things we can tell you. It's dating a regular person. Just
With
ask the
spice.
questions. Exactly, with some spice.
With spice.
yeah, I think Viva La Witchcraft said, blow that cinnamon at the front door, girl.
Yup, the
There you
first of the
go.
month.
There you go.
First of the
That's
month.
what you gotta do.
I thank Chima for that one, because I do that now.
Yeah.
I almost missed May at 11:59. I was like, oh my God.
No, the first time I did it, I'm not kidding you. The next day, my husband found out we were finally gonna get tax returns after 5 years. And he goes, go blow cinnamon through the door again. I'm like,
That's not how it works.
that's not. So, my husband's like, I had a little cinnamon bottle, and now I have a big one.
Start grinding the cinnamon sticks.
So yeah, for everybody that's watching, what is the cinnamon? What does that do, or what does that mean for everybody that's watching this right now?
That brings joy and abundance and money your way into your home if you blow it in through the front door.
On the first of the month.
Yes, the first of the month.
And
Okay,
you have to kind of let it settle for at least 24 hours. Don't sweep your house. Just let it be. And you have to believe it. Because if you don't believe it, you don't get it.
Got you. Okay, all right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And before I pass on to you guys, I guess just from listening for you guys, witchcraft, it's just like any other spiritual belief that we have. There's different beliefs out there, different people. We have Christianity, Muslims, atheists, agnostic, Scientology. So it's just a different belief, and then there's a lot of different beliefs out there. That for a lot of people, depending on which part of the world you come from, we may see that as an extreme, but in other cultures, it's a norm. So, I mean, for me, when I first saw witch TikTok for the first time, I just thought of the movies, skulls and conjuring in a dark room. But just listening to you guys, like, every culture have different traditions and things that we do that it's normal for that part of the world or that part of the country, but for a different country, or especially in the West, that can be seen as a different thing. So, and of course, I've been talking to a lot of people on this podcast, different religions, and I just see the different practices. So it's like you said, at the end, they were all human. We want love, we want relationships, we want a family, we want children. It has nothing to do with your spirituality, what you believe in. So thank you for sharing that. And I guess my last thing, because somebody asked me right now before I pass it on to you ladies, real topics. I think Joane shared how important it is to find somebody with an open mind, to have similar beliefs, or doesn't have to fully believe in it, but it just understands it or has some kind of similar belief. But in your experience, whether it's your own personal experience or what you see with your family and friends, is it possible to date somebody from a different religion? Is that dynamic gonna work? Is that gonna be a conflict of interest? Because that's a question one of my followers asked. Are you guys open to dating somebody with a different religion, or if you guys
start first?
How did that work out? Because for me, it's like somebody with believe different religion, that can be conflicting.
So I'm literally wearing a shirt with a menorah and a Santa hat. My husband is Jewish and I'm Catholic. And we mesh everything. So we do Christmas and Hanukkah. We do Easter and Passover, which I don't like because I can't have bread. Sad. We do we do it all. I even do the Shabbat candles on Friday nights with him. We didn't do it this Friday, but it's okay. But yeah, no, it was a clash. It was a clash of the Titans for a while, because his beliefs versus my beliefs, and trying to make him see that there is common ground. And when they're so set in their ways, it's so hard to make them see that there's a silver line. Like, there is something that we can meet at the middle. So I would get a Christmas tree and decorate it with the lights, but they would be little menorahs. And now we celebrate Christmas. So that's literally what we do every year. I celebrate. I make it like a big thing for my kids. First of all, I'll be damned if I'm buying 8 gifts for my kids. It's just not going to happen. He spoils them rotten. It's disgusting. Me, you get a shirt, you get a Barbie, and you get socks. But at the end of the day, it's all about family and learning about the different religions, like teaching my kids about Passover and teaching them about Easter, and having them understand that religion is a choice. At the end of the day, it's a choice. And when you get older, I mean, it breaks my heart every day knowing that my little ones aren't baptized. But it was a choice that I had to make as a compromise with my partner. And when my kids are older, they can decide. But for the meantime, they are learning about both sides of the Bible. And I teach them about Jesus and Elijah and all the ins and outs of both sides, because I want them to be able to make an accurate decision. And nothing and I tell them all about all the other religions that are out there, and I tell them, hey, you can be Muslim, you can be Jewish, you can be whatever you want, but you need to learn about it fully before you jump into anything.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Star. What do you think, Clara? What's your
So,
experience like?
my husband didn't grow up with a religion. So his
Yeah.
religion was science and computers. So that was the only difference. I wasn't into all that stuff. But I'm Puerto Rican, he's a white guy. We make it work. We have different traditions, or in his case, he had like no tradition. So
He does now.
he has a lot now. And we don't have a religion. I literally, just like Star, I teach my daughter about all different religions. I even have a book, and we talk about all of them. Because to me, I want to teach my kids how to like accept people for who they are. So that's what I do. And my youngest one is interested in witchcraft. So we garden together. We do our herbs together. So out of all the kids, she's the one that's interested the most. My other kids, they don't want to have any religion. They look at me and they're like, "Mom, you're just so cute." But you're the cool mom. Turn it down a little bit. You don't have to be so weird. And I don't know. I took them to Salem recently. We actually went to the Satanic Temple because I'm a member there. So I went in secret again. I didn't tell my mom.
I'm telling. No.
I didn't tell her, but
She knows now.
yeah. But
Send her the link, Star.
Yeah, she knows now. But yeah, and walking into that place, because I've been into many different churches, and I've always been looked at weird and odd, and even been turned away from wanting to help. I was like, all right. But going into that temple, it was so inviting. It was so inviting and welcoming. It was just, I felt like nobody was judging me. You're not supposed to judge people in church. But there,
Tell that to the
nobody
Christians.
was judging me. It was amazing. I felt that. I was like, oh my goodness, this feels nice.
All right. No worries. Maybe it was just the pink hair, Claire. Maybe it was just the pink hair that threw him off.
At the time, I didn't have pink hair.
No worries.
If I did, then I would understand.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Clara. And then the same thing, Joane. I know you said that you luckily you found a partner that's more open. But just like, is that guys like that? Is that like a one of a kind guy that you have to really find that's really open like that? But what's your experience?
In my experience, yes. In my experience, yes, because for me, it's not like Clara. She does her, kitchen witchery, right? That's what we're gonna call. I guess that's what we call it. That's what I would call it. If it's not that, please correct me. and Star is an empath, and she has different ways. But for me, because I went a step further and got my enhancements, it was a little bit more difficult for me to find somebody a little open-minded, because there are certain times of the month that I do have to go and do certain things, and I'm committed to something other than just the relationship, which is the practice, which is my religion. Okay. And so for me, it was difficult, but I am an open-minded person. So I don't care what you are. I don't care what you practice. You want to go to mass on Christmas Eve. If I love you and you have that respect for me, I will go and I will sit in that church, because I don't disrespect anybody's beliefs. So that's why the whole respect thing for me is very big. It can happen. You just have to be with somebody who is open-minded and welcoming to other ways, when it comes to raising of children. Yes, I do have 2 children with my ex-husband. We could guess why he's my ex-husband by the way I'm discussing the open-mindedness and disrespect. But, our kids, they were both baptized. The older one went further up to confirmation in Catholicism. The younger one stopped at communion, because that's when I really just kind of kicked in and was like, hey, let's let him choose. Let's let him, it's not a secret. Mom's a witch. It's not a hidden, definitely not hidden. So it's just like, it can happen. You just have to have that open mind, like, don't pass stupid freaking comments like, what's in there? Skull? No, it's not. It could
Frog
be yours.
legs?
No, I'm kidding. But you know what I mean? Like, just be a little bit more open-minded. And yeah, just like any other religions, you just like Star, you have Catholic and Jewish. Like, it can happen, just have to have that openness.
Wow,
Yeah.
no worries. Yeah. Go ahead, Clara. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, I
Clara.
think there's a lot of men out there that are open-minded to it. We just didn't get that lucky.
I think
Find
what it
them
is.
sooner.
Yeah, I think it's just now they're a lot more open-minded.
Yeah.
Because they kind of have to be, because we're a lot more blunt and like, I'm done. Like, figure your shit out, because I don't got time for you.
I also think the witch community as a whole has grown a lot over the past, even over the past couple of years, just from what I've seen, just by, I don't know, the amount of people who reach out to me for readings has definitely increased, and so now there's more people kind of not putting it down, but actually asking, instead of making fun of right away, or thinking that I have a poppet that has pins in it. They're more like, hey, maybe you could teach me a few things. Okay, cool. But in a good way, not in a putting down way. I think more people are open-minded now.
I agree.
Okay.
So,
all right. And the puppet with the pins, is that like a therapeutic thing you do?
Sure.
I don't mess with those, but there
I
are
don't want
some
them
who
either.
do, and I have to each their own. That's what I say, to each their own.
If I'm
No
not
worries.
sewing, I don't have my pin cushion out.
All right, no worries. Yeah, thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, I just learned tonight that witches, you can be open to, and you can be religious and still have a great relationship with somebody that has a different belief. And yeah, thank you for sharing that for everybody out there that may have the wrong perspective or opinion about you guys. So thank you guys for sharing it and clarifying that. But yeah, thank you so much, ladies, and thank you so much for everybody in the live chat. Much love to you guys. If you want to enjoy the content, don't forget to smash and press that like, subscribe button real quick. Don't forget that the public link is on the live chat on YouTube. So if you guys want to be part of the conversation, definitely come on and be part of it and join us. But yeah, ladies, I'm gonna pass it to you guys. I know you guys have some topics, questions that you guys want to dive into. So definitely want to open that opportunity for you guys. And I'll start with you, Clara. Clara, what's your topic? What's your question? Throw it out there and let's have a conversation and let's discuss it. Go ahead, Clara.
I actually want to talk about like weddings. So
Say it again.
I want to talk about weddings.
Ooh, weddings.
So like I'm pretty sure everyone knows when a witch gets married, it rains. So on my wedding with my husband, my first wedding with him, I'm not kidding, as soon as we kissed, it rains. Then we renewed our vows 10 years later, and it rains exactly at the same time.
That's so funny you say that. It rained when me and Sean got married.
And you got married during an eclipse.
And I got married during an eclipse.
Can you, Clara, can you explain that rain? Everybody that's watching, they may not know. Can you explain that rain example you just used? What does that mean?
Oh, so yeah, everyone says when a witch gets married, it rains, but it's really just cleansing and it's like your marriage is new. It's like kind of a cleanse, and only the lucky people get that.
Okay.
When people get married, if it rains on your wedding, if it rains after you say your I do's, it's gonna work. Your marriage is solid.
Okay.
And when I got married, we went to Coney Island on the boardwalk, and it started to rain. It was a sun shower right after the eclipse. And I had a random guy just come up to me and was like, "Did you guys just get married?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You're going to last forever." I was like, and I just started crying with the rain. It's like.
Okay.
So yeah, the fact that it happens both times.
Okay. So you just want to talk about the rain when witches get married and it rains?
Yeah.
Is that always a guarantee?
My input, because I want people to think if they're going into a relationship and they want to get married, and they get married and they want to know that it's gonna last, that's how you're gonna know it's gonna last. I want everyone to know that.
So if it doesn't rain, that's it's a bad sign.
That's a bad sign.
You gotta fight harder.
That's
gotta fight harder.
I was married twice. The first marriage, the first husband, it did not rain on my wedding day.
Oh, there you go.
So, and with this one, we got married and then we renew our vows, and it happened again right after the kiss. We had to drag everything back into the house because it was in my backyard.
I actually have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now this is gonna get a little personal, just a little bit. So, me and my husband, we engage in adult relations, and his complaint is that he can't last long. Now, what is it that we can do as far as using herbal remedies to assist that? Because we have tried everything, and I am not against trying anything. I mean, I'm fine. He's not lasting long, but in his mind, I guess it's not enough.
You're forgetting one thing. You're an empath. When you guys collide,
right? And I'm like, it's me. That's the reason. But I can't turn off to turn you on. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What?
No, I was asking when he comes to lasting long, is he talking about lasting longer in like one session, or are you talking about multiple sessions?
Both,
What
actually.
does it mean by lasting long? What does it mean by lasting long?
So I've had this problem my entire sexual life. I've always been told, well, it's always been so good that I guess like the emotion that goes, it's just so intense that they just can't handle it. It's not. I don't know what to do about that, and I don't know how to turn off, because I've noticed if I try to take the emotion out of it, it's not exciting for him. So I'm at an impasse. So I'm like, I want him to feel satisfied.
Yeah.
Because I'm satisfied. I'm confused.
It's the
So how do I turn off?
There's definitely some herbal teas for that. I would actually, it's funny that you brought that up. Unfortunately, my brain is fried at this point of the night, but I just read on one of the herbs that is for that. And it's, when it comes to me, I will let you know what it is, but it is an herb. It's not a common one. But it is where it's from one of the shops that I purchased my herbs for tea as well. And I was just reading it. If you'd have caught me about 3 hours ago, I'd have the name for you. But I could send it to you.
I'll take it. I mean, I sit there.
Edible kicks in.
There's a lot of energy, as you know, exchange, right? And excuse the the sign language here, but as I like to tell all of my clients, not that you guys are clients, but this is what I tell my women clients is, be careful who you let plug into you. The energy is coming out, okay?
Right.
So obviously with hubby, he's getting that good energy. So he's like, okay.
It's like an explosion.
You're gonna have to start thinking about folding laundry. For like, you're gonna have to start thinking about folding laundry for like 3 minutes, and then get really into it.
Maybe I have to. And it's so funny because you would think that a guy would have to distract himself to slow down, and it's like I have to do the opposite. But I also have a lot of male energy. I have a lot of masculine energy also. So it's just bad. It's just bad. That's dangerous energy to have.
I know Lee Fakalata was like emoji. All the way from Facebook. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. So so I guess if I get married and I'm about to say them my vows and it start raining, I guess that's a sign for me.
Yes,
like,
that's
it's a sign. It's also a old superstition that if it rains on your wedding, it's good luck. Most people would be like, "Oh God, it's raining! It's raining! This is terrible. We can't have an outdoor wedding." Me, I'm like, "Hey, I'm with it. Let's go."
With my flip flops on my feet and loving it.
I don't even think I didn't even have a traditional wedding. We just kind of went to the courthouse, went to Coney Island, took pictures, and went to dinner. And I did my own hair. I don't wear makeup ever. And I think I had flip flops on. Mine said just married, and his said, no, mine said bride, and his said I'm just married.
Works.
I mean, is there anything different when it comes to a wedding for a witch? Is it you guys have like practices that you guys would do differently for your wedding when you get married, or is it just or do you just do the normal traditional American wedding? You just go to church, have somebody say your vows, and that's it, or is it something different?
I think some people do.
I did like an American wedding, for our
With wedding.
first wedding, and spending all that money was completely pointless. The second time, when I decided to renew my vows with my husband, I surprised him with the vow renewal in the backyard. And I had coffee served in the backyard, and we took shots as when we were about to kiss. And then I surprised him with a big party. Star was there. I surprised him with a party, and it was like a 1920s theme.
Speak easy.
And I said, next time, we're not going to do shots. We're going to take a hit. We're going to have an edible cupcake.
If that's not spiritual, I don't know what is.
Edible cupcakes, okay?
Wine and sprites. Spirits. Wine and spirits.
Okay. No worries. All right. Joane, like, did it rain? Did it rain for you or on your wedding day?
No, it was a blizzard.
That's water.
But you know what? This is my ex-husband now, because me and my partner now are not officially married yet. We will be, but not yet. And I have no doubts that it will rain on that day. But with my ex-husband, it was a blizzard. So there you go. However, it lasted 11 years. So it wasn't, and we got 2 boys. So that's all that really matters. But as far as I wasn't out of my shell yet as a official witch. So with that wedding, I did go to church, and it was a church wedding. This time will not be. This time will definitely not be a church wedding, because that's not my belief. So we're not gonna, and because he is so open-minded, he's okay with that, which is great. So
That was a minor clash with me and my husband. He wanted a Reformed rabbi, and I said I wanted a justice of the peace, because I wanted someone who was completely neutral. Because I'm like, if you're gonna have a rabbi, then I'm gonna have a priest. And
right.
I told him, I was like, honestly, I don't even want a wedding. So at the end, I was like, listen, you could just slip the ring on my finger. We'll get some Post-its and just write I do, sign it, and call it a day. But he was very adamant, and I was like, all right, justice of the peace, and courthouse it was. So, because I couldn't mix religion into marriage. It's like, I understand, God has to be there, and emotionally I was invested, but it was a very weird time for me. So I was like, I can't mix all the religion behind it, because it was just a big ball of mess. And I was just like, throw that away and let's stay neutral.
Are there consequences? Like, I guess if a witch does look at the weather and purposely plan their wedding day on a day that's forecasted that's supposed to rain, is that are you supposed to do that or no?
That's a good question.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. That ruined your whole life.
That's like almost like trying to force your path. You don't want to force your path.
Yeah.
You just want it to happen naturally. And I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be like, oh, babe, it's going to thunderstorm. Let's go to the hill. We're getting married today.
Don't wear metal. You'll get some lightning storms.
That's you can't intervene with certain things.
The natural ways of things, right? The universe.
Right.
All right. No worries.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing up that topic. Let me pass it on to Joane. Joane, like, what topic do you have? What topic or question you want to bring up?
I'm going to be honest with you. I have no freaking idea because I know that I was supposed to come to the table with a topic and I'm thinking about it. And I was thinking about it since you sent me the message. And I'm like, what am I going to bring up? But what I would like to know from the ladies and even maybe from the viewers, if they're like, I would like to know the oddest thing you've heard from people when they find out that you are a witch, like their reactions. I mean, I've gotten some pretty interesting ones, like for instance, and this is not just necessarily from a man, you know, that meaning relationship wise. This is just in general. I don't know if
Yeah.
we could do that because I know we're on a relationship dating podcast. So, but we could bring it to anything, right? I just want to know like what
of
they've
course.
said. Like I've heard crazy things. Like, so do you drink blood every night before you go to bed? Like, no. The answer to that is no. You know, I'm not so sure if I should have taken that as a disrespect or if I should just take it that as just curiosity. So
Yeah.
have you ladies ever been asked something crazy, like when you've shared with people, even your significant others, that, hey, this is what I do, honey. Like, this is what I'm about. Like, did you get any crazy questions from them?
I get crazy questions all the time. Like, could you get me the winning lottery ticket number?
Oh, that's my favorite one. I'm like,
My husband
no,
asked
if
that.
I
Oh, do you
could,
have a
I'd get
feeling
it for
about this
me.
day? This day, do you feel any, you know, luck? I'm like, no. I feel luck that I'm not going to yell at you.
So yeah, I get it. That's like one of the biggest things. And then the other one is, could you poison people with tea? Like, yes, obviously anyone could poison anybody with tea. But should you? No.
It all comes down to the should you. Right.
Like, they always they ask for, you know, different things to have around the house or to have in the cabinets, how to organize it, things like that. Those are the people that
Clara's my go-to.
Okay.
It's like, what do I have to wait? What? When do I do this? How do I? Which way am I sweeping? To the left or the right? Out the door? No, in the door. Hold on. Remind me.
Can you write this down? No.
What chat was that in? We gotta scroll to the top.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah,
I think,
no, it's
funny.
I think Ty said, let's do some tarot readings.
Oh my goodness. I'll get my card.
she's like,
Okay,
hold
Ty.
on.
Okay,
I
Ty,
actually
right now.
I don't do tarot. I read from a regular card deck, just a regular playing card deck.
Oh, interesting.
That's how I read. I've been reading that way for over 20 years. So I do that, and I'm a medium. So it's like, you know, a little.
My oldest,
but...
my oldest started to become interested. She's 22. And she started to become interested in wanting to, you know, dabble in tarot and all it's about. And so she's like, Mom, come here. I'm going to read your day. How's your energy today? And I'm like, okay, hold on. I need coffee first. She's like, I'm going to read your evening now. And I'm like, okay.
We're going to do it all right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, sure.
And yeah, like what you were saying with the regular cards, that's where tarot cards came from.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Love that, actually. Like, I love reading from my regular deck as opposed to the tarot. The tarot confuses. Funny enough, it confuses me because I know, you know, here's my biggest thing in a reading with a client, or even just not even with a client, just my regular day. If I'm like, hey, I want to turn over a card and see what my day is. If grandma is saying one thing and then I see the tower card, grandma's like, you're going to have a good day. And then I see the tower. I'm like, no, the hell I'm not. What do you, this, you know? And so like the logical part of my mind takes over, and that's what takes away from the reading part of my mind. So I'm just like, let's put the tarot away. We're just going to work with the regular deck, and that's actually how I got started with it.
Is it is it possible, Clara, to like do a live reading on the live
Yeah.
show? Is that possible? Just for
Mhm.
everybody that's watching, because a lot of them are sending me messages on Instagram like, can you can give me can see an example?
Pick a number between
Yeah.
1 and 10, and whoever guesses
Yeah,
right.
I could do. I did star reading and Brenda.
Oh yeah, she did. I don't remember it though.
It's
I
funny
know.
that you said that, because when the light turned green and I felt like something was coming.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So
So
yeah.
that
Can you,
was just
what-
weird. I didn't. I was just gonna like show people the cards. But
the
yeah.
most simplest, whatever the most simplest reading you do, just for people that's watching, because I think Ty said he just wants to know like example. He's never seen it before.
Okay.
So
So
what are you
these are
gonna
my.
Do me, do me.
No.
I volunteer as tribute.
No, I have a live guest to jump on. Maybe you can read
Well,
him. let me add him on real quick. Let me see, because I have a public guest that wants to jump on. What's going
Hello.
on, Levon?
hello.
Hey, Will. Hello, Charmed Ones.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, Levon, are you open to for a tarot reading? For tarot reading?
Never had that done before. What the hell? Why not?
Do you need to physically be there, Clara, or can you do it through
No.
Okay.
So just think of a question that you want answered, and I will try to answer it with the tarot cards. I usually do 3 cards. So usually by 3 cards, you should get your answer. Okay?
Go ahead, Levon.
3 cards literally just popped out. I'm not even kidding.
So he has to ask the question.
He could ask the question after I read it, so that way everyone sees, that it matches.
Okay.
Okay. So
Where's the Jeopardy sound?
yeah, I'm so sorry.
I love you, GP.
That's when I press the crickets.
Sorry. So you're overcoming something. Something that I guess has recently been happening. So it's gonna basically blow over whatever is your situation that you're going through. It's gonna come to an end. Ooh. Also, to get to the end of it, you're gonna have to start being a little bit more selfish. Take time for yourself. Stop doing things for other people. They're not appreciating it. So be selfish, so that way you can meet the end. And the last card. Not a bad card. It's a good card. I'm trying to see how that works in with these right now. So someone's watching you, looking up to you, trying to see what's your next move. And they're going to be celebrating it and being very proud of you. So, with that said, what was your question?
Wow. Okay. My question was actually going to be whether I was going to succeed at my goal or not.
And who's surrounding you? Who's around you that looks up to you?
My godchildren.
Oh,
You gotta be selfish. You gotta meet your end game by being selfish. Take your time.
I mean, you could be there for other people, but you got to know what's best for you and what's going to work for your heart.
True. Okay.
Don't worry about saying no. Sometimes it's necessary.
Ooh.
That's actually kind of funny because I just had to force myself to say no yesterday. So that was basically dead on. Wow. I think I need to take a drink on that.
Yeah, thank you. Wow. Thank you so much, Clara, and yeah, thank you for participating, Lavon, and yeah, that's the first time I got to witness that, so that was pretty cool. I see Tui posted. We only in the Double Club podcast. I don't know if any other podcast doing live tarot readings. I think I may be the first one. Maybe somebody can correct me. But the first ever live tarot reading on the podcast. Yeah, thank you so much. That was pretty cool. Lavon, like, what's running through your mind right now, Lavon?
This whole week.
I was like, I just came here to talk about relationships, and bam.
To-do list. Say no.
True. Oh. And the person makes it hard to say no too.
I understand. Sometimes it's those people that mean the most to you that you are forced to help, but you sometimes have to say, I just can't. I have to do this for me, and I can't. I want to, I just cannot.
Right.
Your time is very precious to your goal that you're trying to get to. You got to put your whole self into it.
Yeah, at one point, though, I mean, I was investing everything into this project, but then an obstacle came in the way, and which I didn't even know was going to be an obstacle. So yeah, yeah.
Well, you're gonna meet that goal. Don't worry about it.
Jump over that hurdle.
Right.
You got it. It's yours.
Right.
All right. Lavon, I know you jumped on as a public guest. Thank you so much for jumping on, Lavon. Obviously, you've been listening and watching the conversation with these ladies tonight. Anything you wanted to add on? I know you want to add on, participate. Like, anything you wanted to share or add on to the conversations that we've already had?
Yeah. Okay. So my question is, and it's more of is a combination of comment and question, if I may. I grew up in a Baptist family and everything. Parents, always talked about, watching out for people that works witchcraft, voodoo, send evil spirits, what have you. So growing up here,
Go ahead.
so growing up hearing all this, and y'all time of practicing what y'all do, have you ever heard or seen anybody conjure spirits, as they would say?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Not me. We have a nod.
I have not, but I have witnessed it. It makes me particularly uncomfortable, but for some people, sometimes they don't even realize that they're doing it, but it's because of such a low vibrational energy that they have around them that they have not cleansed out properly, that all of a sudden something else forms, that they didn't set out to conjure it. They didn't set out to make that happen, but it's almost like they manifested it, and now it sometimes becomes attached to them, and then they have to figure out how to get rid of it. So it can happen, but I wouldn't say or advise somebody to set out to do it, because it's not always going to be a higher vibrational spirit. If you want to talk to an angel, you're not going to conjure something else. You're not going to conjure that. You want to talk to, say, Saint Michael, right, to protect you. You're going to call him in to protect you, but you're not going to conjure him.
Okay.
So, but it can happen. My cat is joining us. He decided that he wanted to join us right now.
Cat.
What's his name?
Binks.
Oh, how cute.
Thank you.
Yeah. I have something to add on to Lavon's question. Are there like lines that you cannot cross in witchcraft that would be considered like evil? And if there are lines like that, like what would that be? Because obviously that's always been the talk. When we bring up, especially when you people that come from a religious perspective, when they look at witchcraft from a religious perspective, they will say that witchcraft is something that's evil, forbidden, right? And if you, depending on which church or denomination you come from, it's forbidden. But for you guys in your what you guys practice, is there a line that you cannot cross? And if you're open to share that, what are those lines, or what are those things that you don't want to go into because that can lead to something dangerous?
For me, I would say superstitiously, I do not and would never allow a Ouija board into my home, ever.
Ouija board.
I when I was younger, my neighbor had one, and it was just all sorts of bad energy, and they would always play with it. And I mean, yeah, you could get it at the toy store, but it's just so much more than a board game. And I'm just like, I know once upon a time my kids were like, hey, can we get a pink one? And I was like, no, I don't care what color it is, it's not coming in here.
Okay, so the Ouija board.
Yeah, it's just too much bad energy that comes off of it, because it goes off to what Joane was saying about conjuring. You just don't know what you're gonna invite into your home. And once it's invited into your home, you've allowed it in. So now how are you gonna get that out? Because they don't want to leave. It's not gonna just be like, oh, it's time to go to bed. Okay, we'll go home. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
It's not like turning off a light. Good night. No.
I think it
Ouija board
depends. I apologize. I think it depends on the individual and just what they practice, what they believe in. Some things that we look at, like just say, for instance, the Ouija board, right? I don't have one. I don't own one, but someone else that may be their only way of communicating with spirit, and so they won't look at it like it's a bad thing. I really just think that it's especially with witchcraft, it really is your individual belief. It's nothing is actually wrong. It's what you limit for yourself. It's where you draw the line, right? So like for Star, it's the Ouija board. She draws the line there, and that's it. For me, I just it really all depends on the circumstance as to where I draw the line. That's really what it comes down to, like where my magic starts and where my magic ends. It's really where every I think situation calls for a different line. Does that make sense? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
like you create your own boundaries.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, and
you
and with any like belief, you have people that are the extremists in that belief, and then the people that are more lax.
Right.
Can you further
Lenient.
define that?
So they're the relaxed witches. They will never harm. They don't do anything out of selfishness. They go out of their way to help people. Then you have the extremists that are like, nobody's gonna mess with me. If somebody messes with me, they're gonna do their worst on them. Yeah, like, so it's like with any religion, we have the extremists and the relaxed ones. And also you set your own personal boundaries that you don't mind. I could never think of putting any bad like energy onto anyone, or I'm like, I want everyone to get the joy, the abundance, their path cleared for them, their a clarity in their own minds, eating healthy, drinking certain teas, and just it's like, I don't even know how to explain it, because like everyone is different. The only way I could really explain it is like the churches, like, or the religions where there's the extremists. And
is there like you know how every religion or every religion like has leaders in their community, and they all come together and be like, you know what, these are things this is the line that we've drawn as a collective unit because we've all experienced this, and I think this, as a group, we think as this is the things that probably we're going to encourage to practice, and these are probably the things that's probably a lot of risk involved. We shouldn't probably go into those things. Is there something like that in the witch community where like you guys have leaders or that have a lot of experience and and it's a common knowledge that this is something that's probably to dive into, but this area is right here. I think for the average person, this is something probably not.
Plug my laptop in. I'm dying.
Go into. Is there something like that? Like, do you guys have leaders and like you guys have a common like rules, or even though everybody has their own unique experience, but do you guys have a leader or a group that kind of makes that for everybody, for the community?
It depends.
I think
go ahead.
No, go ahead. It depends. Go ahead.
It depends where you are. It depends. Like, you form your own circle. You form your own group. You know what I mean? But there is a whole bunch. I'm from New York. I'm sure if I lived in Salem, I would be able to find a whole bunch. There's like none of here.
They're there. They're just hiding. They are there. They're just hiding. I think the biggest thing across the board, no matter what, for most, I'm not going to say for all, I'm not speaking for all, but for most, is just harm none. Harm none. You don't just wake up in the morning and be like, I'm going after that person because they raised their eyebrow at me.
Oh, okay.
No.
Gotcha.
That's what people fear, is that
Yeah.
that we're going to just wait. Like, that takes too much of my time and energy. I would rather wake up and light a candle for your health, your happiness, and your success. That's what I would prefer to do. So for the most part, you'll hear out of a lot of witches, harm none. You know, do as you will, but harm none. You know, so practice what you want, practice how you want, but just don't harm anybody in the practice.
All right, no worries. I did see Lee Fagalata said, thank you for sharing your stories and your amazing gifts. You're superhuman.
No, we're just humans with spice.
She also asked, like, do you guys have the ability to communicate with the people that cross over?
Wow.
No, I sometimes could sense the people that I've had a connection with that have crossed over. And they come to me literally as their favorite animal.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes. Recently my two older children's uncle passed away in 2020. And he was a cat person. And since the day he passed away till now, there's a cat that visits my back door all the time. And I wanted to test my theory. So I opened the back door and I screamed, Jason, and the cat came running to the door.
Aww.
Oh.
And I was like, holy crap. And then as soon as that happened, my son texts me something, and I'm like, this cat really is like trying to talk to me. Like, probably tell me he's proud of his nephew, you know, like,
Oh.
It's crazy. And that's the most recent thing that's happened. It's been 2 years. The cat's still coming. I sometimes take pictures of the cat, right? And I post it on my Facebook or little videos.
And she has no pets.
Yeah, I have no pets.
It's an outside
And I'm
cat.
allergic to cats.
I am a medium. I do speak to those who have passed over. That is what I do every day.
My
That is my job, but it's not. I don't feel like it's a job. It's the gift that I've been given. It's the gift that I've been blessed with. So I don't feel like it's work. You know, that's my path. That's what I do. So that is, yes, I do connect with people who have crossed over.
All right, so I have a question for you. When was the last time you had a connection with somebody that's passed over?
I was at work today, so about a couple of hours ago.
Okay.
You know, I don't walk around being like, hey, I see your grandmother, or hey, there's your, I don't do that. To me, it's meant to be a personal experience, one-on-one. You want me to connect with your passed on loved one, I will do that, but I won't not and I don't knock anybody who does do this. It's just not what I'm comfortable with doing. I like it to be more of a personal experience, which is why on my TikTok, even though I can go live, I will not do readings live. I don't knock anybody. I think it's amazing for those who can. I have to do more of a one-on-one. And I do have a bunch of different hats, no pun intended, that I have to wear. You know, when I'm in mom mode, I'm not gonna connect over to that side because I need to be here. I need to be right here, right now. When I'm with my significant other, I want to be right here, right now, not on the other side. You know, so there's a time for that, and then there's a time for me. So I do separate the two as best I can. Sometimes they don't want to hear that, but.
Did you say hat?
Yeah, different hats.
Metaphorically. It's like you have a mom and a nurse and a chef and a cleaning lady, and it's just a woman of many hats.
Why?
I was about to ask you where your room at.
Oh, I have
At the front door, actually, hanging up.
but that's
No
not
worries.
my broom. That's my daughter's broom.
That's Winnie's.
Oh.
Yeah. She wanted a broom for her birthday, so we took her down to the witchery and we made a broom.
Oh, nice. Love it.
Did you say
Uh,
Winnie?
Winnie,
Huh?
yeah.
Winnie.
So I'm guessing you're gonna tell me something about Casper next.
No.
I'm hoping you catch the joke.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question for you, ladies. A topic I want to bring up. One of my followers asked me. What are your thoughts about infidelity and how do you guys deal with it? Not only as a personal human being, but also being practicing as a practicing witch, and also like in modern day, what is first? I want to hear like what do you consider cheating? What do you consider cheating? There's I've seen so many podcasts out there and people talk about it online. What they consider cheating, especially in the age of social media. So what do you consider cheating, and then how do you handle cheating, infidelity in your relationships as a person, and also like do you also have something as a witch? Do you do when that happens? That was one of the questions somebody brought up. So cheating, how do you? So yeah,
Cheating.
what do
How do you handle it?
what do you consider cheating, and also like how do you handle cheating as a person, as a witch as well? I'll start with you, Star. Go ahead.
Cheating. Before I was married, I was the cheater. I would honestly consider, and this is speaking from the cheater's standpoint, emotionally cheating, physically cheating. They both count. If you can count on someone else to confide in and to talk to and to share that emotional intimacy with, you are cheating. If you are being physically intimate, well, you are cheating. If you kiss someone other than your partner, yes, you are cheating. If you go out to dinner, no, that's neutral because food is nourishment, and well, we all need to eat.
Okay. What about social media?
But that's just me. Social media is for just small-minded people who just want to start drama, and I'm all for it. I'm there all day. But I don't consider you flirting on social media. You can love her picture, his picture. That's fine. But if you start DMing them
Yeah.
and you start making, hey, I really, think that me and you have a connection, then you're teetering into, the danger zone, and that's not okay. Now, as far as me and my husband go, when we first got together, I want to say the first 3 months was a gray area. And then, that was when I was like, he was like, hey, so can you stop talking to everybody? And I was like, oh, okay. Sure. And it just became what it is. He knows I have a lot of male friends. He's okay with it. I know he has a female best friend. I'm okay with it. And it's just you have to know and understand each other, but you can't do. There's certain things. Emotionally cheating is cheating. That's a gray area where everyone's like, oh, I was just telling him how I felt. Well, why? Why? You have a him or her. Why do you need that person? That just makes no sense. If you're unhappy,
Okay.
move on.
Okay. And also, like, do you believe? If somebody cheated, I mean, hypothetically, if somebody cheated on you, would you ever take them back? Or they're done?
I have. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't necessarily believe in second chances. It depends on the severity behind it. Um, it's all about yourself. I personally, I did one person, and obviously it didn't work out. But you know, it's just a change of energy, and you just don't feel the same after that, and it's just awkward. It's just like, why did I do that?
Yeah. And is anything from the witch perspective you do? There's you cheat or people
No,
who
just
X on him.
I mean, on my end, no. It's just like I said, for me, it's just the energy shift, and I'm just like, I'm really not feeling it, and it's just like,
Yeah.
It's just, it's all, you just become dead, emotionally just drained.
No cinnamons for you.
No sentiment for you. No abundance.
No.
All right, no worries. Thank you for sharing that, Star. Appreciate that. Let me pass it to you, Joanne. Joanne, what do you think about cheating? What do you consider cheating in your definition of what cheating is? Yeah,
I agree with Star on a lot of it. I think emotional cheating is the worst, to be honest. That's a level of intimacy that's even more intimate sometimes than the actual
I agree.
act.
Yeah.
So I do agree with her on that 100% across the board. If you're talking to somebody else, you're okay, not talking to somebody else. Like you're gonna slide into the DMs, that's cheating. Like there's no
Yeah.
reason. You don't need to cross that line, right?
Mhm.
And I am a believer, and I'm not innocent, okay, but I am a believer in really, in order to open another door, you need to fully close the door that you're teetering in. So just close
Yes.
it, move on, and just go.
yeah,
As far as magically is concerned, um, I don't believe in the whole revenge thing. I mean, yeah, you could get angry, and you have so many fun things at our fingertips as practicing witches that you can do. But honestly, the best thing I feel is turning all of that emotion inward and just working on the self-love so that you could get past the hurt. That's the biggest thing magically. So there's
That's
no
the best revenge.
potion for that. It's level yourself up. That is the magic right there.
Mhm.
So
is there a thing you can do as a witch to prevent your man from cheating? Or
something, there is so many different things that can be done. But for me, if I have to put that much time and energy into it, he ain't worth it.
Right. And
cheating?
also, it can always backfire.
He or she, it doesn't matter. If I really have to put that much time, like that's a lot of energy that takes from, you know, and to sit there and have to try and prevent somebody. If I even think that you're going to, then
It's
I'm
the
just not
same
even
amount of energy convincing yourself that they're the right one. You just don't,
right.
you can't do that.
No.
It has to be natural. Once you
Mhm.
mess with the natural laws of physics, I guess, if you will,
The free
you
will.
just,
It's about
yeah,
the free will. And
absolutely.
that's one thing I tell clients all the time. They want love spells, and I'm like, sure, we'll do a self-love spell. That's
Yeah.
what we're gonna do. We're not gonna do a love spell. We're not tying anybody to you against your free will. Because guess what? In 3 months from now, when you can't stand his guts and he's obsessed with you,
You're
you're gonna come
screwed.
back to me and be like, how do I get rid of him?
It's so
I,
funny. It's so funny you say that. The year before I met my husband, I made a vow to myself that I would be all about me. I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to be selfless. It's going to be about me, and my daughter.
mm-hmm,
And that was it. I'm not worried about nobody. I bought myself gifts. I was working 3 jobs. I was taking care of my dad. It was just everything was all about me, and I was good. I was happy. I was in school. I was ready to graduate. I was doing it all. I was in my moment, and then boom, I met him, and I was like, huh, like all right, that was a shift, but it was a good shift. And now I felt like I kind of lost myself a little bit, and then I found me, and then I fell off again, and I'm finding myself again.
Star, what did I tell you? Do you remember what I told you when you told me you were dating Sean? What did I tell you?
Girl, do I remember what I ate for breakfast?
I said you guys are gonna get married.
Oh yes, and you know it was 3 people that told me that, and it happens in threes. And 3 people told me, and it happened. It's like they were like, "Oh, you know, you guys are so cute. You're gonna end up getting married, and this and this and that. You're gonna
You
end up
guys
having a
weren't
baby."
even like official yet, and I was like,
And
"You
I
guys
was-
get married."
And I was pregnant.
Yeah, Joane, I just sent you a message. I think your video
I
was
think she's
frozen.
frozen.
No worries.
She's contemplating.
Oh.
There we go. She probably jumped back on for the part of the
Yeah.
connection. But yeah, same thing. Clara, what do you think about cheating? What's your thoughts about cheating? What do you consider cheating, and how do you handle it?
Sharing is caring.
I don't consider a lot of things cheating.
Remember, she's bi.
That too. But with me and my husband, I always say, like, we could bring someone in. If something happens when you're away, you tell me, cool. Just don't disrespect me by not wearing protection, because I don't want that bad energy. I'm pretty like open. Like,
Okay.
if the guy's honest, if the guy could look at himself at the end of the day in the mirror after telling me the truth, and he knows that I'm not judging him, but what he could do, then he could not say I can't do. That's it. If it's good for you, it should be good for me. Have me and my husband ever went separate ways? Nope. Not at all. And maybe it's because we give each other that freedom to do it.
Okay.
But we never
You got the hall
needed
pass,
to.
but you don't use it.
We don't have to worry about it. And if he gets too bored, I change my hair so much. I change my weight so much. He has a different woman within 3 months.
Okay. So you're more open. So for you and your dynamic in your relationship, you're more open to it.
So
Okay.
to me, it's also like Star said though before with the emotion. That's once you lose the emotional connection with the person that you're supposed to be with, everything crumbles from there. Everything.
Okay. I guess my curiosity. There's certain like I know you're bi and you're more open than most people, but there are certain things that I think Star said emotions for a lot of people. Maybe they'll be more open. They'll be more lenient for the physical aspect, but they won't. But the emotional part, they're like, no, I can't deal with the emotional part. But for you, is there like certain if he wants to have sex, that it is what it is physically, but the emotion part, maybe that's where I draw the line. Is there something? Is there a place where you draw the line, or not really?
Well, it's if my emotions deteriorate from whatever happened. That's if I sense something's wrong, and I feel like I'm being done wrong. And when I say done wrong, it's like if we're saying we're going to be honest, and I'm like empath, I could literally tell when the person is not being truthful. I could feel it.
Got it.
It's like arguing with someone and
Yes.
knowing that they're not listening to themselves, and you're just like, stop spewing shit. Just be honest.
Like you could literally feel it. It's something that I didn't know I had before, because I was just all over the place. But once you like get in tune with your whole body aligned, your mind, everything aligned, you could, and you have that same energy with the person that you're supposed to be with, nothing could break that. So all you have to do is be honest. That's it. We forgive, we move forward, we move on. It's when you lie. It's when men lie.
I don't
That's it.
forgive. I don't forgive. I'll move forward. I'll move on. I don't forgive.
Yeah.
You say hi to me in the street, I'm like, hey.
What about you, Pastor Lavon? What were you, Lavon? What do you think about when it comes to cheating? Like, what do you consider cheating? And what's your thoughts about that?
Ooh. Well, I'm kind of with Clara on this one. Anyway, and the only reason I'm saying it is because well, you know my situation, Will. My girlfriend is bi, so he has me, but she also has a girlfriend. So,
Oh.
yeah. So yeah, I'm more with you on this one.
Yeah, I'm greedy. I can't share. I won't share my food. I don't share my kids.
No, I
don't
do
share
not
my
share my
husband.
food.
I do
Don't
not share.
My
I
food.
took my
My
husband's.
food.
I took my husband's
No.
daughter. She's mine. My husband's daughter is my baby.
Don't mess with my food. That's it.
Jeez, I'm hungry now.
Definitely the food part, yeah. And if I do share my food to any woman out there, I think that'll be a sign that I like you. I may not say it, but
Yeah,
then that's a good sign.
my husband knows I don't share food. It's just the same.
Maybe one fry. Okay, I like you. I'll give you one. One fry.
I do not like sharing my food. I love cooking. That's the only time I share my food. I'll cook for you, but don't put your hand on my plate. You're not a toddler. Seriously.
No,
but when he has French fries, I have to take at least one. That's the rule.
No, I wanted to show. I guess just to conclude the podcast, I think it's a topic that I always see that people talk about on social media, and I know Star, you talked about it. You have friends, and then your husband has friends. A lot of times when I have this podcast, when it comes to relationships, a lot of times when I talk to people, a lot of women will say, my God, my husband can't have no girlfriends. And then guys will say, you know what, my wife can't have girlfriends. So because they talk, they spend a lot of time together, they talk together, something might happen, and then that might put their relationship in jeopardy. Do you guys believe it? Do you guys believe in that in that type of topic that once you get into a committed relationship, then a husband and a wife shouldn't have opposite gender best friend?
Not at all. I don't care who you're friends with. I mean, just the other day, my husband went to a meeting and he drove with a female all the way over there, and it was a 2-hour trip there, a 2-hour trip back. Anything could have happened, but at the end of the day, it's all about trust. I mean, he has a female best friend, as I said before, and she's a sweetheart. And I mean, you know that there's people that have good intentions and don't. And those people that once upon a time he had some female friends that did not have good intentions, and I weeded them out quickly. There's even male friends that he has that I'm not fond of, but their interactions are so far and few between that it's just like, all right, when they get together, and I keep my distance. But for the most part, I'm a very open and involved and, entertaining individual. But when I don't necessarily feel comfortable around you, I'll keep my space so I don't ruin your fun. And I expect the same from him. I have male friends that I don't really interact with my male friends on a personal level anymore because they just respect me and my relationship. And for that, I respect them. We still communicate, we still text here and there, but it's not to the same degree as in the beginning. But that's out of just their respect to me and my relationship, not because he said anything, because he would never say anything. Like he'll ask, "Oh, hey, are they interested in you?" I'm like, "No." Okay, and that's it. And it's just a matter of respect, trust, and communication. Because if you don't have that, then your friends, people, blood is thicker than water. Friends are, what makes your foundation, and relationships come and go. At the end of the day, if you're in a relationship and it's your friendship and it becomes your family, that's that's full circle. That's your life right there. And that's what I got, even though sometimes I want to kill them, but who doesn't?
Okay. I got a question for you, Star. What if you had a particular friend that tried to interject into your relationship, like trying to find out information that they don't need to find out, but keeps pushing the issue even though you don't want to divulge the information?
That's toxic. And I don't care how long you've known this friend. It's boundaries need to be set, and sometimes you have to take a step back. I've had a situation or two like that where I had an individual try to, hey, so what's going on with this? Hey, so what's going on with that? Oh, so how is your relationship? Oh, are you guys still arguing? And just little things here and there. Because me and Clara, we have a group chat with our friend Brenda, and we shit talk about our husbands all day. But it's literally just venting. It's venting, and it's just getting it off our chest. And but then there's a different level from what you're saying. It's where you're just trying to get information and ammo, and it's trying to really just cross a personal line that should not be crossed. And that I've had a person like that I've actually had to cut off communication with for a few weeks, a few months, and going back into the conversations and communication was never the same. So it worked in my favor, and just conversation over.
Okay.
Okay. All right. No worries. Thank you for sharing that, Star. What about you, Clara? What do you think about when it comes to like best friends? You think what's your thoughts about that?
My husband's friends with his first girlfriend, so
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm friends with her. We both have male and female friends. It's possible. When someone says no, you can't be friends with a opposite sex.
Yeah.
It's them self-deflecting. They can't be friends with the opposite sex. So they think you can't either. And then that's a very toxic cloud. To me, that's a red flag. If a guy says you can't be friends with someone, red flag.
It's like, no, red you can't be friends with someone.
You think? I think. Well, I know you have a unique relationship of what you have, but I know. But when I ask you, Star, like I know for most people, they wouldn't want their significant other to still be good friends with their exes. So, like, do you think that's a that's a line? Like, because me personally, like, if we're gonna be together with somebody, I'm gonna be concerned. Like, we're looking for the future. We're not anything that was in our past. Like, I don't want to be in relationships or prefer them to be with somebody that they had a relationship before.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's a touchy subject because, like in mine and Clara's case, we have partners who have children prior to us. So
that's understandable. If you have kids, you have to have that relationship with them. But I'm talking about
Nope.
No.
If a person's single, no kids, and they say, you know what, I'm still
Yeah,
best friends with my ex.
it doesn't.
Is that a red
Yeah,
flag?
no, that is a huge red flag because there's no level of relationship that you and that person need to have. I mean, if you guys end up friends and you're friends way before we even get together, fine. I understand that. But if I'm uncomfortable with it, respect that.
Yeah,
If I'm not okay with it, respect that. And but if you guys broke up and we got together and then all of a sudden you guys are communicating, oh, but we're just friends, for what? You
exactly.
have no kids together, you have no family together. Who cares if he or she was there when your grandmother died? Okay, great.
I'm here now.
Move on. Right. I'm your BFF. You know, it's it's like, I mean, I can say me and my daughter's father, we have a decent relationship. We were friends who just happened to create a human, but there's no connection there. So when we do talk and banter back and forth every so often, there's no worries, there's no situation. But again, he respects my relationship. So he doesn't interfere and he doesn't try to do anything awkward. When I first started dating my husband, it was a little weird because his ex-wife would try to, oh, you need to do this because we were married. And he would always say, oh, we just have this understanding. And I was like, there's no understanding. There's no, there's none of that. It makes no sense. You have one connection, that's your kid. After that, it's all dead. You don't owe her nothing. You don't need to give her nothing. All you need to do is say, I'm coming to get the kid. I'm coming to drop the kid off. That's it. A, B. Everything else is is unnecessary. And
Okay.
it's hard on any level, whether you're single or attached. It's just weird. But everybody comes with baggage.
No worries. And yeah, well, what are your thoughts about that, Clara? I know you said that if someone's out there single, they want to date somebody, they have no kids, but the person still wants a relationship with their ex. Do you think that could be a potential red flag?
To me, if a guy tells me you can't be friends with someone, that's a red flag. Yeah, because I feel like it's him, self-deflection. Like he can't be friends with them. But
No,
also,
I'm just about the ex. I'm just talking about like the ex. He's cool with he's cool with you having friends, but just not the exes. Is that reasonable?
no, my husband lets me be friends with my exes.
No, okay. No, that's fine.
And he's friends with one of his exes. We're actually friends with each other's exes.
That's fine as well.
The only people we're not friends with are the people we made children with. Because I stole him from her.
The heart wants what it wants.
No, it's for me. I guess for me is just like I don't have a problem with having friends, but I think for me it's like best friends. That's when I have a problem with. For me personally, it's just if you're spending time with this person, if you guys over doing things too, like if you guys doing things that we would be doing in our relationship, and you're doing that with another person with the opposite sex, I think for me is just it's a big risk. I think for me it's a big
Awkward.
risk.
Well,
Awkward. Like
what I
if you got
Also, okay, but if you're dating someone and that person was already there, because I actually have that issue with my best friend, her and my husband clash a lot. Like they can't be in the same room together at all. But when if I think that's a gray area because if they're best friends and nothing has ever transpired, then is it because you feel like you're the third wheel? Or is it because you just, I don't know. I think
so for me is I don't mind the female best friends, but the male best friends. So for me, if the guy is male, he's straight, he's heterosexual, and he wants to spend so much time with my girlfriend, with my either wife or significant other or a girlfriend, and I know he's single. And for me, I understand how men are. We only invest our time and energy into women that we want to have sex with. We don't
That's
do
not
that for me.
fair.
I'm just saying, but I'm just saying for like majority of men, we only invest our time, especially if you're straight. If you're, if you're not straight, then that's different. But for me, it's like because I know a lot of men, personally friends, who will just stay with this girl and pretend to be the best friend, just for the opportunity for her to have a vulnerable moment in their relationship, so he can come in at that time and get either have sex with her or get. And that's his time to come in and be that guy for her. So, and I know men like this. So for me, because I understand how we are, I know that if there's a guy out there and he's single, and like, why are you spending so much time with my wife? Why are you spending so much time with my girlfriend? Obviously, you're spending that time with somebody that you could be out there dating. Why are you doing this for her? And you're a guy, and I know how men are and how they think. So I'll be very, for me, it's like it's a red flag. So,
I mean, that makes sense. Women are just as conniving. We just hide it better.
yeah.
Like I said before, I was the cheater.
So that's just for me. It's like if they're friends, but for me, it's best friends. If like they're doing things, if they're like that, we will be doing in our relationship. They're going out on vacations together. If they're spending time, if they plan meeting up.
Who goes on vacation with their best friend?
Right. I'm like, wait a minute. No, that's not okay.
Yeah,
if you're
I
not
know you guys are married. I know you guys are married, but in modern 2022, this is a normal thing. You just go vacations with your best friends.
No, we do. Well, me
Your
and
boyfriend or girlfriend back home.
my best friend's a girl. Well, I'm bi, but whatever. We do sleepovers.
I mean, yeah, but that's different. That's not okay, because if you're not going on that vacation with them, that's
vacation. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying a lot of guys will say, "Hey, no, she's just a friend. We grew up together. We're just going on vacation." And
bullshit. I've grown up with a lot of guys that I would not go on vacation with.
That's weird. That's just weird. But with that said, I am a weird person also. I went for my 39th birthday on a cruise with my husband, his first girlfriend, and her husband.
But that's different. You guys went as a pair.
Yeah.
That's not weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
But it's not weird.
It's weird.
It's weird, but it's like a double date, right? It's weird, but it's like going out with another couple. That's fine, but no, that's not okay. That's not acceptable. That's not even a little bit acceptable.
I don't know if
it's not like going to lunch with your friend. You're going on a whole vacation.
Yeah,
I'm not going
a vacation. No.
Yeah.
If it was like, oh, they went and hit up a bar and then they crashed at one of their houses, I'm gonna
even
believe
that.
it.
I'm like, call me. I'll call you a cab.
I'll believe it. You know what I mean? It's a matter of trust.
Yeah.
And again, there's telltale signs. We know which ones we could trust and which ones we can't.
Absolutely. I've had to get a lot of them.
No worries. We'll definitely find out those signs soon. But nevertheless, ladies, we have come to the end of the podcast, conclusion podcast. Shout out to the ladies real quick. And all the witches out there.
And Joane.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody on the live chat. Thank you for watching on the live chat. I appreciate you guys, all your feedback on the live chat. And thank you, ladies, for taking the time to be on here to share your perspective when it comes to relationships and dating. But we also got a chance to get the firsthand what their experience is like, what their life is like, and what they believe in. So thank you so much for sharing that. It was very educational for me. And to know some of the things that I watch on TV is exactly not what happens in real life. You guys can't compromise. You guys can do certain things to make a relationship work. And I think it was the start. I think you made it. I think you said it best. Just because there's what your spiritual beliefs are has no reflection of who you are as an individual. So that was great. All right. And then, of course, Lavon, thank you for jumping on as a public guest.
And I hope you like your reading.
Yeah, and then thank
Remember,
you.
saying no is okay.
Your time, be selfish with your time. Okay.
And shout out to Clara. And shout out to Clara for the tarot reading, and thank you for Lavon. Be open for the tarot reading. And if you missed the tarot reading, definitely go in the beginning, the midway point of the podcast. You get the chance to see that. Thank you for sharing that, Clara. But yeah, ladies, I just want to ask you guys real quick, what's your final take? And then, of course, shout out to Joane. I know she has some technical difficulties the last couple of minutes. If you're watching this right now, shout out to Joane. Thank you so much for participating on tonight's podcast. But yeah, ladies, if you guys have what's your final thoughts from tonight's podcast? What's your takeaway from it? And thank you for being on here on the first time. It was a great conversation tonight. And of course, how can people find you? If people want to find you, support you, how can they find you? So I'll start with you, Clara. What's your final thoughts from tonight's podcast, and how can people find you?
My final thoughts. I hope people received what I was letting out, and took, everything into consideration. And you can find me on TikTok.
Okay.
I'm weird. I'm weird on TikTok. It's Chloe on TikTok. Or you could just put Clara K and my profile will pop up. And I just want to tell men, don't worry. The witches are not going to get you. Be honest, be open, and you might get some really good, crazy witch sex out of it.
Might be too much to handle.
It will get slippery. That's for sure. It would get slippery.
All right. No worries. Thank you so much for Clara. Thank you for sharing. I really enjoyed having you guys tonight. Definitely, please support her and her platform as well. Star, what's your thoughts about tonight's podcast, and how can people find you?
Just thank you so much for inviting me and letting me be a part of this. Just my takeaway for myself and for all of you guys out there, especially you, Lavon, just self-love. Just remember, it's not about your spirituality or your religion. It's about finding out who you are and how comfortable you are with yourself before you go out there to find anybody else. You can't be happy completely if you don't know who you are and you're not satisfied with things that you don't even understand. I mean, there's times that I'm still trying to figure out what I like, and I'm 40 and married with 4 kids, and I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. I'm Peter Pan. But you can find me on TikTok also. I just do a lot of mom content because that's just who I am. And you can, it's perfectly inconsistent. I had to look back at it because I don't remember it. So that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah. So, that's it.
No, thank you so much. And for Star, thank you so much for joining. And we had some good conversation. Thank you for sharing everything that you shared tonight. And what I took away from it, what I think something you said on the podcast, you got that juice, you got that fire.
The spicy human.
Don't know how to turn it off.
That's a good problem to have. A lot of people would love that problem.
Yes.
All right, and I know Ty said that some final comments for everybody out there. Ty said, "Friends are like seasons; some are meant to stay for a long time, while others are meant to stay away for a while." Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Sharing that, and then of course, especially the exes. That's out the door. And then TL said, "Appreciate all ladies and Lavon. Didn't catch much, but sounds interesting." Thank you so much, TL, for watching this right now. And and TL said, "Can Clara do a one quick tarot reading for TL?" TL, that's an inside joke because TL doesn't believe in tarot readings, so that was a funny joke he just threw out there.
You will live long and prosper.
All right, no worries. Thank you so much. Don't forget, we host this show every single Friday. So if you definitely missed the show for tonight, definitely go in the beginning of the podcast and watch the entire show. And of course, tune in next Friday, and we'll be able to host a new panel guest and a new topic for you guys. So thank you so much for watching, ladies. Thanks so much for being here. I really enjoyed your guys' company, and then I can feel the energy. And I'm glad to say I made some good. I have witches as friends today, so I can
Good
say
ones
that
too.
good witches, not the types that Clara said, not the other types, the good witches.
Relax.
All
And
right.
don't forget cinnamon on the 1st of the month.
Oh yeah, cinnamon on the door, and then I know Lee Pakalata said thank you so much. Thank you, ladies. All right,
Have a
you guys
good
have a good
night.
night. Have a good night, y'all.
Night.
Peace.
Bye.